Why don't you like sweat shorts, Criken?
What is this? I'm perusing sweat shorts right now on the internet to stock up for summer, and here you are saying, "Don't get me started on the God pant, the one thing that our Lord and Savior gave to us to make us happy on this planet."
Sweat shorts are as far from the God pant as possible. Sweat shorts are the snake in the grass in the Garden of Eden.
Well, he was on a tree, but
they allure and distract. They're
from
the opposite
what?
from the true God pant. The God pant would be a pant, not a short. First of all.
So wait, are you saying this because they're too casual, or they make you look like what?
First, let's define a sweat short.
All right.
Sweat short is if you took sweatpants and cut it off halfway, and then
so your legs can breathe, but you get all the comfort of a sweat pant. It's perfect.
Okay, you look in the comfort of your own home. You can wear whatever you want. I think it's a perfectly nice comfort wear. And nowadays, that's all we can do anyway. So I guess in this case, it is a pretty good alternative. But when I was in university, my roommate had a bunch of pairs of sweat shorts, and he loved them. And I frankly bullied him, and I don't say that lightly. I don't like to consider myself a bully, but when it comes to wearing sweat shorts,
why'd you bully him?
That's where I drew the line, because he would wear them in public, and he thought it'd be fine. And I'm like,
so
no, this.
What was the problem with them in public?
Because he's my friend, and if I'm seen hanging out with him, it's going to reflect poorly on me. I hold a really high I used to hold a really high standard of style and self grooming, and so in those days, I wouldn't be caught dead walking along with a sweat short, man.
Oh, I just realized at some point you may have seen me in a sweat short.
Yeah, but that fits your identity. Your identity is unkept.
All right. Unkept.
Yeah. What is this?
How dare you?
Yeah, and lazy.
What?
And,
what?
And what else? Hairy.
Wait, hold on.
Absolutely hairy.
This is a lot
and I'm never sweaty. I'm literally never sweaty. I never sweat.
This is a frustrating amount of projection because Criken, I recall not a week ago, you were, dare I say, bragging, playing up your heroism for not grooming or cutting your hair over the course of this entire ordeal.
I'm one of you. I'm currently residing in the pit of degeneracy, we'll say. Okay, so I am fully embracing this.
This is absurd. Criken has no idea that I shave up to a specific area on my neck every day to make sure that my beard is kept, not unkept, as you described. And also, yes, I like to wear shorts because I'm from Los Angeles, California, where it's always sunny and hot. Always.
Thank you for reminding us where we all live.
I have also, I'm from here. It's not that I lived here. I'm from here.
So that gives you what? Actually, no. No.
Wait, where is this going?
When you're not from Los Angeles, you are more likely to wear shorts. If you are from Los Angeles, you're more accustomed to the weather, and you are more likely to wear pants.
You are wrong about that because I am from Los Angeles. You cannot speak because you are not from Los Angeles.
Yes, but I've lived here for 8 years now, so I think I am now.
That doesn't absolutely not. Criken, how dare you?
How long does it take before I'm one of you?
You are never one of us.
That's actually a fair question because I feel like native Angelinos are a rare breed. And they are the only ones who are allowed to bestow true citizenship on other people. So, Bruce, and Bruce is really the only person who can answer this. At what point is somebody a native Angelino if they were not born or grew up here? Or does it ever happen?
Truthfully, it doesn't really ever happen. So you're not really a native. You're not a native Angelino because you aren't from here. I mean, like, where are you guys from? Criken, where are you from?
What is from here, though? What does that mean?
Like, you were born and raised here. Criken, where were you born and raised?
I was not born in the U.S. I was raised in Philadelphia.
Okay, so you would consider yourself from Philadelphia, right? Okay, all right. Well, that sucks because Philadelphia sucks. Because Philadelphia sucks.
Okay.
But no.
Went to,
this is getting catty now.
If I went to Philadelphia and I said, I've lived here for 10 years, I'm from here, you'd be like, how dare you? How dare you? You didn't slave away when you were a child in Philadelphia. In the winter, the cold winters and the humid summers and all this other dumb bullshit that Philadelphia has.
If you lived there for 8 years, I'd say, like, yeah. You're now a Philadelphian. That's what we call him. We call each other that. That's our thing.
That's our thing.
That's kind of a dumb word. I'm not gonna lie.
Philadelphian.
We wouldn't get it unless you're from there.
That's true. I've never been there. I don't think ever in my life.
How about this? I'll give you if you're here 20 years, you're a native Angelino. How about that?
20 years, okay.
20 years.
That's valid because I think that well outpaces the cycle of moving out to LA because you got like a job at a venture capital startup or whatever, burned out, couldn't hang, and then moved back to your hometown.
100%. 100%. Lawrence, you've been here a while, right?
Let's see here. This stretch, I've been here 6 years. Yeah, a little over 6.
But I mean, before that, you'd been here for what, two,
before
3
that, it
years?
was 2 years. So
2 years, yeah.
I did the thing, moved out here. Was poor, couldn't find a reason to like the city. Was in a shitty apartment and like, also just like getting paid nothing and working a crap job at a media company. And then that burned out quick. Kind of missed like cheap food and cheap booze and my friends back in my hometown. Moved back there. Things didn't work out there. Pretty intense life event. Kind of pushed me back out to LA. So, but I've loved it ever since, man.
Yeah, it happens. Mm-hmm. It happens. It happens to everybody, except for Criken. You only got 12 more years, man. 12 more years.
I'm putting in my time. I'll get there.
Yeah, you're putting in your time. Oh, by the way, welcome to Talk to the Internet podcast, brought to you by NordVPN. We'll talk about NordVPN later in the show and the deal we have. Sorry, I never did the intro.
We've never done an intro. I don't think we even have an intro.
We don't really have an
That's
intro.
frankly more of an official opening thing we've ever had on this show.
I mean, occasionally we do the brought to you by if it's brought to you by someone. And not Lawrence's
we only
fake
care for
energy
getting
drink.
paid is what he's saying.
Damn,
official.
Criken,
I'm coming out swinging today. All right.
I haven't seen you in person in a few weeks, and you're just slamming me, just
Look,
all over me.
Criken's gone feral, man.
I know.
Look, it's as the facial hair has grown, and I feel myself growing more unkempt. Well, A, it's that. B, I've been waking up way too early and sleeping. I mean, going to sleep way too late. So lack of sleep making me cranky.
That sounds like your fault, not mine.
It is. But it doesn't change the fact I'm cranky. I wake up, I pound a coffee, and then I get on and I roast my friends on the internet. And then I cut all ties. Eventually, everyone distances themselves from me, and I am fully socially distanced. And that is the ultimate goal. You're gonna be
a wreck when this quarantine's over. Like no one's gonna want to hang out with you.
I'm on a downward spiral. I
know.
I'm quickly nosediving.
Yeah, do you think everything's going to snap back to like how it used to be immediately, or are we all going to walk outside like lost and confused like children and have to rediscover the world one day at a time?
It's going to be that.
I was thinking about this. I am like it's dark days, obviously, and I feel for everyone. It's tough times. The feeling we're all gonna get when we open that door and it's like, all right, we can emerge from the fallout shelter. Like that week is gonna be such a gas, to borrow a term from the
30s? 70s?
Yeah.
I think it's the 70s.
The
30s maybe.
Probably the 30s, yeah. To borrow an old term. It's going to be a gas, guys. We're just going to be like, breathing in so much fresh air, staring at the sun for so long.
The air and the sun are there right now.
Yeah, you could go out right now if you wanted to.
Really?
Yes.
I
thought we were supposed to go outside.
Yeah, no, this is...
Oh, great.
Please don't interrupt my very protracted social experiment on Criken. Oh, damn it. He's... shit.
He's already gone. He's
gone.
Experiencing it.
Damn it.
He's experiencing it right now.
Well, there goes all my data. I guess I'll burn it.
That's actually the one. Like, I know a lot of parts of the country and the world actually are really cold right now, and still in a little bit of winter, even though we're a little bit in spring. But Los Angeles has been nothing but beautiful. It has been raining and then been sunny and been just the amazing weather outside. And it's great because every time I go outside to get food or whatever and then bring it home, people are walking their dogs and they're out jogging. There's no traffic. This is probably the most beautiful this city has been in years and years. It's great. It's fantastic.
It really is. Like I'd mentioned before, I have a gym set up in my garage, and every morning I'll just walk outside and just take a few huge lungfuls of air because the air is super clean and beautiful right now. And it's been to echo Criken's sentiment. I understand that things are really bad for people, and I feel bad enjoying anything, or like, I don't know, like saying that I'm having a good time. But yeah, working out with like the beautiful air and just like walking around doing some loops in my driveway has been really, really satisfying. I guess you got to find it where you can get it these times. But also, Incoman is right. Lungfuls of good Kush. It is LA, so I'm pretty sure dispensaries are considered an essential service. God
I
bless.
don't know about that one. Criken, how was it? How was it out there?
Sun's still there, and air.
Everything's great.
I haven't checked for about 3 weeks, and turns out still shining.
You weren't actually outside, Criken. I constructed a very large projection tent around your apartment complex.
Ooh, a construct.
Yeah, so you just got Truman showed, my dude. But that's fine.
Well, thank you for that's a lot of effort to go through for a friend. So thank you.
Well, I'm doing it to slowly drive you insane, but you're right. It is a lot of effort to go through.
Oh, don't gotta do it slow, my man. Give it to me. I'm ready.
Well, you gotta pace it out.
Criken is a zoomer. He's a zoomer even though he's not a zoomer.
Yeah. Look, if you're gonna be doing something to me, get it over with. All right. I don't got it forever. So if you want to make me crazy, come on.
Step on that gas.
Yeah.
I've wondered about that. I remember something my dad told me that always kind of stuck with me. Was that he was talking about like generational divides and how when he was growing up, the advent of television and stuff made everybody think that problems could be solved in 30 minutes because they were used to like seeing people encounter problems and then solve them in that span of time. Now I feel like with video games and stuff, and even things like YouTube and Twitch and how immediate everything can be, it's really interesting to see people's tolerances go down in terms of like the span of time they're willing to wait for things to happen. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. It's just really interesting to see the perceptions kind of shift around. Because like every time I go to the DMV, it actually doesn't take that long, maybe an hour, but even that amount of time feels long. Yeah, I mean, I make an appointment, so
you got lucky.
I guess so.
Autumn just went to the DMV because she wasn't able to make an appointment because she needed something done fast, and she waited 7 hours.
No,
Yes.
7 hours at the DMV.
She waited 7 hours at the DMV. It's funny because if you don't make an appointment, the DMV is the DMV. Like you're gonna go and stand there for hours and hours and hours because they basically put you in a queue and then they take you in that queue after other people that made appointments already got their shit done. So you're just sitting there waiting for other people that made appointments. That's it. And she was there for 7 hours and she had to get it done. Like she didn't have a choice. So it's like, gotta do it. Yeah.
Did you bring a book or something? Bring a Switch?
I mean, she had her phone, I think.
Be selling those shells, baby.
But that's like that's just the worst. That's like being in purgatory. Ugh. Anyways, so yeah, Lawrence, you're lucky. I have to actually make an appointment too because I got to renew my license this year. It's time.
Let me give you an alternative. Do things my way and don't have a license. Then you don't have to renew anything.
Have you ever driven a car, Criken?
Yes.
When did you have a driver's license?
I didn't.
You just admitted to something illegal, and I'm sending the police to your house.
I don't know how they get down in Philly, but we don't stand by that shit in Los Angeles.
No, we don't.
God. Wow. How do you guys?
Nobody breaks laws in LA.
How do you think learning permits work? All right. Look, I was learning. I learned for a little bit, and then I got bored. It's taking too long, as people of my generation do, and then we moved on to something else.
You Zoomers can't complete anything. That's what I know about you Zoomers.
Right. Well, I mean, Criken's only half Zoomer, so he half finishes things. He gets his permit and then throws it in the trash.
I'm the best qualities of both, of the worst qualities of both the millennials and the Zoomers.
Criken, if you ever want to take that driver's test and you need some hours driving with your old friend Bruce.
What are you like gonna be like?
I'll be your
Papa
dad,
Bruce. Oh my God.
I'll be your dad. We'll
just
go
in
out.
the driver's seat, like stop sign.
Yep.
Easy. You're going a little fast. You're going a little fast. You're going a little fast.
You're gonna ease on the gas. You gotta ease on the gas.
I can't wait. Criken's gonna tap something and scratch the bumper. Oh, it's gonna be so fun.
I'll help you though. I'll help you, Criken. If you need help, you got to check your mirrors. Don't forget, check your mirrors.
Check your mirrors. Yep.
Check your mirrors, and remember, you don't not only the side mirrors, but the rear view mirror as well. Okay.
Really?
Yes.
I thought it was the side mirrors. No. Thank you so much, Bruce.
That's why Bruce is here. He's here to give you this important information.
You can teach me how to play Bannerlord, and I'll teach you how to drive.
Okay, here we go. That's a fair exchange. Although my Bannerlord knowledge is a wealth of knowledge spanning hours, hundreds of hours. driving, it takes 2 hours to learn, 3 hours maybe.
That's it. Yeah, it only takes about 2 hours to learn, and it's not. I haven't driven literally thousands of hours in my lifespan. Criken, you're right.
I have not driven my Mountain Blade Warband thousands of hours. Okay, so I think we're even.
Criken is real hungry to change the topic. I'm feeling it.
Let's talk about it.
You brought it up. I
did. I brought it up. All right, Criken. My first major question is, because this is something that, and wow, this is almost too like ethereal and vague, because it's a video game question. So first of all, I'm going to ask you about Bannerlord. Okay, you tell me, why is Bannerlord? Is it better than Mountain Blade, the first one, or is it worse? What do you think?
It's not finished. I think it's got the potential to be better.
Oh, it's not finished.
Yeah, it's early access.
What?
Yeah.
Did you
Didn't
not?
know that?
You didn't see that on Steam when it said early access?
Not at all. I just clicked in it. I got excited. It was a bang. Let's play it.
Yep. It's pretty, like, all of the core is there, so you can play it. It's just like some of the quality of life stuff and like the full scale of the campaign isn't really fully realized. So I can respect those that want to wait till it's fully finished before playing it. There's definitely enough to play it and have fun and play around. I just think it's possible. I'm worried about burning out with the current version of the game when it will improve, sort of thing. But I still love it. I mean, I love Mountain Blade as a system. So
I really enjoy. I only played it for about 5 hours, but I really enjoyed it. And I was curious because a lot of people were like, oh, how do you think this compares to Mountain Blade 1? And I never played it. So I just don't know.
It's taken all the stuff that worked with Mountain Blade, Warband, and the original, and just like polishing it up a lot and making it a bit easier to get into. They haven't really removed many features at all. They've only kind of added more stuff. So in that respect, it's pretty great. The thing that Mountain Blade, the original, has going for it is like 10 years of modding. So, if you play that game, it's like, I think the main campaign of Bannerlord is 10 times better than Mountain Blade Warband's main campaign. But Warband has modding that lets you do some really crazy stuff. But now Bannerlord is, it's going to take a while for that same library to be built up. So that's, I think, the big difference.
What kind of genre? Like, what genre is this game? People kept asking me what it was, and I don't know how to describe it. I can't. There's no other game like it, right? Is there?
It's kind of like a 4X game, sorta.
Yeah. What game?
Like
what
4X, like space games where you run an entire civilization. And
Oh, yeah.
I guess it's like Civ, except you actually participate in the battles instead of watching things bonk into each other.
It's a mixture of managing a kind of, faction and party, but also, a slasher combat of like a chivalry medieval warfare sort of thing. So it's got like, combat that's a little more. Are you watching my speech?
This clip is so good, dude.
I haven't watched it. Go ahead, finish your thought, and I'll play it because I haven't watched it.
You gotta play with audio too.
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah, I will. I totally will. Sorry. Go ahead, Criken. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It's I honestly, Kenshi is like one of the only games I would compare it to as well. And there's a few games like Endless Space, in like Endless Legend, in Civ a little bit, that are kind of shades of it, which are all kind of civilization and society managing stuff. The difference is with Mountain Blade, you also play an individual protagonist character that's on the battlefield.
That's what I like about it.
Contributes to the battles, yeah.
That's why I felt more invested, because my guy was getting better at battle and getting better at leading and like that sort of thing, versus Civilization, where it's just you just feel like you're an overlord.
Totally.
Okay. Let's watch this clip, because I was told to watch this clip and I haven't watched it yet, but I hear it's amazing. So here we go.
God, it's beautiful.
The crazy thing is like
right in the head.
Yeah. It was the first. This was my first battle in the entire game, also. Which goes,
no!
So it was our actual first battle, and it was the first thrown weapon, like first everything. just a javelin. It was not even aimed at me. Like, if you see, I walked into it and it hits me the back of the head. That was shocking. I was actually shocked by that. And it happens over and over again. I mean, the AI in this is like ridiculously good at aiming. Arrows and thrown weapons are broken in how good they are right now. So if you're up against bandits, they're sometimes worse than actually fighting like a full, army of infantry.
Okay. Yeah, I had tried the throwing weapons, and they're great, but also I noticed that if you did like a civilization thing and simulated a battle versus being in the battle, that you would lose a bunch of men. But then if you were there with them and you actually fought through the battle, they would never lose. That feels broken to me.
That's always been the same. I mean, any game like that, like Total War Warhammer had the same problem. Auto resolves have always been notoriously bad, although they have. I have heard in Bannerlord they were greatly improved from how they were in previous games. So, it generally, I think it takes into account the quality of troop you have versus the quality of troop they have, and it kind of stacks them up that way. So if you have a bunch of really shit tier units and then you do an auto resolve, it'll kill a bunch of them. Versus like it won't think of the fact of, oh, I'm riding the battle ahead, killing about half of them with my god tier hero, and then the rest of them coming afterwards. So yeah.
What do you have to do to raise your reputation with people to hire the better dudes?
You got to do quests for people of kind of notoriety around town, and those gives you better rep with them, and you basically hire higher ranked soldiers. You can also just train the soldiers from fighting over time and rank them up that way, or recruit. Like the real kind of roundabout way is if you hunt down bandits, they either have prisoners of their own you can hire, flat out, which will be probably upgraded units that are taken from lords, or you can capture bandits and then recruit them from your prisoner pool into your party. So, for example, my current faction guy, I've got I want to say 20 bandits on horses with javelins, and so whenever we start a fight, they all just charge and light up everyone, and they're a dispensable unit that's actually really strong.
Now, you've played what, 20 hours of it now?
I played 25 hours. I think the first room I did was 16. So after that, I did, I think 7. How many days has it been? I don't even remember.
Are you anywhere near the in-game stuff or no?
I just became a vassal of one of the lords, and we have enough of an army that we can fight people one-on-one. I've done a couple sieges, but end-game stuff is more you are a land-owning lord and or a leader of a faction. And a lot of that stuff has been implemented, I hear. You can't easily start your own faction, which is usually what I go for in this game. So that stuff I'm kind of waiting for. I don't want to play it too soon when it's not finished.
Yeah, is the end game just to take over the whole world? That's what it seems. That's what it seems like to me, but I'm not sure.
I mean, it's kind of whatever you want. I mean, apparently in this game, there's more of a story than the previous games, because in the previous game it was play until you're satisfied and conquer until then. This one seems like they're going for more of a narrative with a main quest and all that.
Oh, okay. I saw somebody in Lawrence's chat say Twitch flavor of the week game, but Criken's you've been waiting for this game for 10 years.
Yeah, a lot of people have.
Oh yeah, no, I played Mountain Blade Warband when it first came out, and then I've playing it since. I was playing modded Mountain Blade for the last 3 months, so it's very much not a flavor of the week for me. This has been a waiting for.
Yeah, no, I know you were really excited about it, and I just wanted to try it because number one, you had been talking about it, and number two, actually, somebody emailed me, one of the developers, and was just a random fan of us, and was like, "Yo, I got a key. You want to try it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do." So
that's great.
So and I really enjoyed it. So I don't necessarily think it'll be a flavor of the week. I think it's going to be something that has legs like the first Mountain Blade did.
Yeah, I mean, I know people I know how Twitch works. People are going to be interested in it now, and it'll wane and whatever. I think the cool thing that I'm really excited for is that sorry, that clip of the car breaking
Yeah,
on
it's
the
great.
carpet and taking
Well,
everyone's legs
the
out.
carpet takes everybody
Yeah,
out.
that's fantastic.
It's just so synchronized.
Yeah. What I'm mainly excited for is the modding tools for this game. Like Mountain Blade Warband had, at the time was like incredibly good modding tools. Kind of around the same time as Source coming out. So obviously there's a huge modding culture around it. But the modding tools around Bannerlord are like 10 times better. Like they've built it from the ground up to be modding supported. So
Yeah.
I think that's really going to be where it's made, in the long run.
Are you looking at that picture of those? What is supposed to look boobs, but it's actually
Sweet
somebody's butt.
Look, this is April. This was April Fool's Day. I actually forgot. I am so jaded to April Fools on the internet at this point.
No.
Well, there
Yes.
aren't a whole lot of pranks going down this year.
No, yeah.
I mean, everyone's sad as shit. We all just kind of doing our thing. Like, come on, don't April Fools me about whatever, man. I'm just trying to get by. Like,
I guess that's what it is. Yeah, all the easy pranks would actually be pretty cruel at this point, as opposed to just being like lighthearted and fun. I also feel like in the video game circles, you typically get a lot of fun and kind of tongue-in-cheek announcements that are just having a laugh, like goofy sequels and things that are obviously not true. But yeah, it seems like now everyone, like, that can only happen when people have an amount of spare time to put into something fun that isn't like purely for business reasons. I feel like that doesn't exist anymore. Everyone's trying to figure out how to just keep the normal business operations going. I feel like there hasn't been a whole lot of overhead to be like, what would be a fun, stupid little thing? Let's get some Photoshops going. Feels like that's not really happening this year. That's a bummer. Actually, a lot of things. QuakeCon got canceled.
No.
I mean, the Olympics got canceled. I think every convention's going to be canceled.
QuakeCon. No, the Olympics of video games. We're talking about the same thing.
Wait, did it get canceled or postponed to like another date?
Well, the Olympics or QuakeCon?
The other date is going to
No,
be
no,
like
no,
a
QuakeCon.
year.
No, QuakeCon.
Oh, no, it got straight
Olympics is in a
canceled.
year, yeah. It's got straight canceled.
Yeah, and then
wow.
Bethesda even said that they're not going to do a digital event in June around E3 either. So, yeah, I wonder. I mean, it's again, it's like this is video game shit, so this is very first world problem kind of thing. But yeah, man, where's the video games going? I mean, there's plenty coming out. So
Yeah, we got a ton of video. What are you talking about? Resident Evil 3, Final Fantasy 7.
the hype, Bruce, the PR. Won't somebody think of the PR campaigns? Won't someone?
I mean,
Where are the trailers,
no.
Bruce?
I know you're thinking about it because of Stephanie, and
man.
Stephanie. I mean, in my opinion, she's on the best train in 2020 ever.
I mean,
right
for
now,
sure,
which
yeah. I mean, it's that,
absolutely.
but it's like E3's gone. Digital events will hopefully still happen in some kind of way, but
Yeah. People in chat are asking the important questions. What has happened to Criken?
Criken.
Wait,
Criken,
is it Criken or Crickcon?
Look, one of the big kind of
Crickcon sounds like a disease.
one of the big philosophical kind of tenets of the Criken community
Criken or Crickcon?
is we don't tell
Criken?
you how to
Criken?
pronounce it.
Oh, okay, all right,
We
got it,
accept
okay.
all pronunciations.
Where do I buy a ticket? Because I will do it right now.
Well, it's my PayPal.
All right, let me
Oh, that doesn't. Wait, hold on a minute.
bring
So I have to
this up here.
send money to your PayPal.
Send me money. Yeah, I'll get through sorting who gets what at this point.
should I just guess? Should I just guess how much it costs?
Yeah, just like ballpark it. What's it worth? And then based on what you think it's worth, I'll give you a package deal that comes with a bonus.
Oh, well, I like
What
that.
bonus?
I like bonuses.
A bonus, as well as an exclusive gift.
What's the bonus in the exclusive gift?
QuakeCon rules. I don't need
Depends how
QuakeCon
much-
anymore.
Depends how much you send me. It's a secret also, and it only will
What?
arrive after the convention.
Is this like the Joe Exotic condoms that he handed out? Have you guys watched Tiger King?
Man, Tiger
That
King's
is-
so good.
You got
What a
Tiger King's
chronicle.
pretty good. Tiger King's pretty good. It reminds me a lot of CrickCon or whatever the fuck you call it. Where like
Well,
Joe
Bruce would be actually quite annoyed at that, but as I already established, you can call it whatever you want. So
well, either way, if you hand out condoms with your face on them, then I'll be there. Doesn't matter when.
okay.
Yeah, I'll break quarantine to go. I'll be there.
Okay.
You just obligated
Nothing's
Criken
worth
to a
that.
pretty significant business expense.
Yeah.
I think Criken's goal. Don't let me put words in your mouth here, but I'm pretty sure that the goal of Cricon was to have absolutely zero cost and
Yes, and
100%
only profit.
revenue. Yeah.
And
Yes.
only make money.
No, you are 100% correct.
Okay.
The venue and location of Criken has yet to be announced.
That makes sense. You know what? In these times, that makes
In
sense.
these times, we can't really be sure, so just go ahead and forward that payment, and we will let you know once things have settled down. We have the venue and the date.
on one condition, Criken.
Yeah.
Do you promise?
Bruce, what is a promise but a guarantee? What is a guarantee but words? What
Lawrence-
are words
Lawrence-
worth?
Lawrence,
when
he didn't promise.
An action,
Well, I'm still trying. I'm
an
following his
action
logic
on
here.
your part
Oh,
to go to Criken could be the best decision you ever made.
yeah. I don't.
promise?
I didn't hear a promise in there though.
Yeah, did he promise or no? I'm not sure. Chat, did he promise?
I do know that I want to spend money on Cricon right now, though. That's what I know.
Yeah, there's a wise man in there.
This is an unrelated but extremely important update. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with the daily pics of Quan Chi from MK4 Cabinet's Twitter account. Something that I've been following for a long time. Oh, Bruce, it's good of you to feign ignorance on behalf of the audience. So allow me to explain. There was a Twitter account. So there's a character that we all know and love from Mortal Kombat called Quan Chi. He's a NetherRealm sorcerer. I feel like I've already over-explained. But
I love him. He does that cool heavy punch that everybody knows.
exactly right.
Okay, all right. Got him.
There was a Twitter account that some would say probably embodies every cultural positive thing that Twitter's ever amounted to, where they would just post photographs of Quan Chi's face on the side of the Mortal Kombat 4 cabinet every day. A bit of a chronicle of internet culture, if you will. Really tells the story of my life, and I assume several others. However, the gentleman running this account did start to issue some warnings that he was running out of pictures of Quan Chi on the side of the Mortal Kombat 4 cabinet.
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
no.
I know. It's tragic. However, much like the Phoenix, the Twitter account has risen anew, and now it is daily pics of Spinal from the Killer Instinct 1 arcade cabinet.
How many followers does that Twitter account have?
Let me see. He even changed the handle. It's now Daily KI Spinal, so that's good. It's got 3,300 followers. Let me post this.
That is
That's
a big
a-
deal.
That is, I mean, like honestly, how long has that guy been going? He's
that in
been
the
working
Discord there.
pretty. He's been grinding it out, hasn't he?
Joined June 2019, so
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty new. He's doing pretty good.
there's a lot of pictures of Quan Chi on Mortal Kombat 4 cabinets here. Although now, if
People
you
are-
scroll back, it's not going to make any sense. It's not going to make any
People in
sense
the
at
chat.
all.
You should really make like a
Yeah, a post.
at least make a post. I mean, what can you really do? You can't really backdate tweets with like a announcement. Everything before this time slot is a different person. Is a different.
It's not
me,
appropriate
you know?
to the Twitter account you followed.
I don't want. Yeah, you'd have to just delete them all, and that's losing a piece of internet history.
Can't do
there.
that. Can't do
Yeah,
that at
really,
all.
you can't do that at all.
The journey needs to be chronicled. For it is the journey that we all struggle in every day.
Good
that is
news.
mirrored here.
Everybody in my chat, well, literally everybody, has followed that account.
Good.
So he's got to have at least a couple more followers.
Here,
I'm
let me hit
hoping.
refresh on this. Let me see what we got.
Has
here.
it
Oh,
gone up?
that's one more. One more.
What
We
did I
got
tell
another
you?
one. That's everybody.
There it is.
I'm trying to understand. Is it are these all different cabinets, or is he just walking around the same cabinet and taking pictures?
You know, Criken, it's questions like that are the very reason this account exists in the first place.
That's true. I guess that's
And
true.
to some degree, we all have to come to our own conclusions. And you might consider that an intellectual or artistic cowardice, but I see value in that journey of
Both you,
determining.
both you and Criken are masterful at dodging questions. Like, it is amazing. Listening to you bullshit.
It's a very valuable skill.
You guys should be politicians. Like, you should just be fantastic. You'd be the best at it.
I wondered
You
about
got-
that. Like, I've already put my chips down on being the world's premier video game player. And sure, there's still time in this life to accomplish any number of dreams, like being in Fast and Furious 9 or John Wick 5. I'm gonna give up on 4 for the time being.
Fast and Furious 9, I think, is already shot.
Oh well, you know, there's always pickups.
They can edit. Yeah, the whole movie's made in post, man. nowadays.
something green screen. I feel like it wouldn't be that hard.
Yeah.
But similarly, I've wondered if I again did not dedicate my life to becoming the world's foremost video game player and conqueror, even what other dreams I could have achieved in addition to the ones that I already have. And yeah, I feel like running this Twitter account could have been one of them. But also, yes, probably being president of the Earth would have been another. Because I saw Fifth Element a lot, and I do know that Earth president, whatever his name was, I could probably have been that guy.
Absolutely.
Was that Sonny
You're
Lister?
qualified.
Who was that guy?
Doesn't he have like one weird cross eye?
Yeah, he's got a lazy eye, and kind of a lisp. Interesting cast on that dude, but let me see.
Criken, you seen Fifth Element?
It
before,
was
Criken?
Sonny Lister, or Tiny Lister, excuse me.
You never seen Fifth Element, Criken?
I haven't. There's a few movies that are always like, oh, I should watch that, and then as soon as I stop talking about it, I forget it exists.
You got to write it down. I have a running list of. I call them mummy movies because I started the list by thinking like I should watch all the mummy movies. Guess what? I still haven't done.
Watch the Mummy movies.
I got halfway through the Mummy Returns and fell asleep, and then it kind of got.
Don't do it. Don't.
Yeah,
the first mummy's not bad.
The first one's great. The first one's really good.
Yeah. The rest of them are trash.
See what I got on
The rest
here.
of them aren't as good.
Mean Girls, which I haven't seen. American Vandal.
Not as good. Criken, what are you afraid of when you say that a movie's bad? You think the movie's gonna bust down your door and get upset at you? You're gonna start yelling at you?
Scorpion King busting down my door?
I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I would love to see how the bad CGI all over you.
Hey, if they can put the Scorpion King in that movie, they can put me in Fast and Furious 9.
That's true.
His 30 FPS muscles busting down my door. I'm ready for that.
Man, well, guys, new Animal Crossing season started today. Well, at least for us in the Northern Hemisphere.
It's spring.
It is now spring, which means we all get new. Criken, you probably already started catching new shit, right? And same with you, Lawrence. I haven't seen them yet.
I've only been playing after midnight because, like, I go play Animal Crossing after I kind of wrap the day up.
Yeah.
So I haven't been inside Nook's Cranny in like a week and a half, which is not good for my monetary situation.
It's getting musty. You gotta clean that place out.
I'm just tossing stacks of fish into that pickup box, so it must smell like a goddamn ass. I don't know.
I mean, the whole thing is run by con artists, so you really don't need to talk to Timmy and Tommy or whoever it is.
That's the way of the world, Bruce. Somebody's gonna fuck it.
Those Nook kids they're gonna take you for all you're worth. So it's actually better that you're not talking to them.
I mean, they're taking me for more when I'm not talking to them. You only sell for 80% of the value when you dump that stuff in the box.
That's insane to me.
I mean,
that
it is
20%
insane.
cut to pick it up from the thing outside when they go in. Oh, okay.
That doesn't make any. So first, why is the game doing that? Why is it punishing you for playing at night? Do you have any idea?
I was trying to figure that out.
Bruce, it's the free market. You're not allowed to think it's bad. If you have a problem with it, why don't you just launch a competition? Why don't you go hustle?
Make my own Animal Crossing?
Yeah, make your own store. Invite me over. Give me.
Can I do that?
I don't know. Maybe.
All right, hey, Criken, can I debut my game at CrikeCon?
$30,000, and yes.
$30,000.
Look, I don't make the prices. I do, but I'm
yeah,
more.
you do that.
I'm comparing interest to demand. There's a whole lot. There's just a whole lot of. I don't want to have to explain all the behind the scenes, the inner workings, the cogs, the wheels turning. It's a lot. So
you sound like Tom Nook right now. That's what you sound like. You sound like Tom Nook.
I've learned a lot, and I've paid that man many millions of bells at this point. So I respect him.
Oh, this is a good point. And Bruce, in your chat, Baroness is saying that Nintendo does that to try to encourage healthy gaming habits, so that you're not grinding it out. Yeah, that I have noticed that like Animal Crossing games in particular do definitely want you to pace out the meter at which you get upgrades, because like you'll hit a certain threshold of like money, and then it's like, okay, you can't do anything until the next day. Now, if you're enterprising enough, you go stack up 40 tarantulas in front of Nook's Cranny and wait till the next day. But
no, if you're enterprising enough, you change the time on your Switch to the next day.
That's right. That's what you do. That's what you do. That is not honorable crossing right there.
I admit to doing that once at the start when it first launched.
You've broken the seal. That's it. You can't play anymore.
That is not true, Bruce.
You should be time traveling every day now. Fuck it.
I was a streamer. I started with my stream. I played it for like 2 hours, and then I reached the end of the content, and everyone's like, "What?"
There's still stuff to do, Criken.
Not really.
That's your limited imagination.
When you can't travel, you can't, like, because we didn't have the airport. There's so many things we couldn't do, and so I was like, "All right, I'll just see what the next day is." And so I went ahead to the next day, and then I went back and I never did it again.
All right, everybody's saying Criken is canceled. Criken is a cheater. Somebody spelled your name wrong.
Okay. Well, we all know that news on the internet blows over after about, 3 hours? So
that's kind of true.
Criken will be back in about 3 hours, guys. You can say whatever you want right now, but
sounds like he's a cheater. He only cheated because he could profit off of it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So he could put on a show. So he could undercut every other honorable streamer out there who's trying to play by the rules. Criken wants to swipe up all the viewers with all of his cheating content. Horrible.
Criken, you know what I was doing last night? I was grinding for stringfish.
Oh, did you get one?
I did.
I gave up on stringfish.
I was grinding for stringfish for my fiance on her Switch.
Oh, that's sweet.
Because it was about to run out. It was at midnight. The stringfish disappeared. I was out there grinding. I was doing it. And you know what I could have done? I could have time traveled backwards. Could have done it forever and ever if I wanted to.
How about this, Bruce? I didn't catch one, and I didn't time travel back, and now I'll never have a stringfish. And I'm fine with that. Because I made fucking 4 million bells on turnips yesterday.
What?
Damn it.
That's right.
How many turnips did you sell? Look at this guy's arms out.
I spent 750,000 bells on turnips, and then I put a couple word in my black market.
You wouldn't
network.
have had that seed money if you didn't cheat. We were all out here trying to do the right thing.
No,
that's a good point.
I made that money
stacking up your money,
catching so many tarantulas.
The rich get richer, man.
Isn't
that the way?
200 tarantulas. I'm not kidding you. And I've sold them all to Flick. If you sell them to Flick, you get a 50% profit increase.
I know.
I have made almost $2 million on selling tarantulas to Flick. And then I put that money into my turnips. I then sell the turnips for 600 bells a pop. I pay 10% to the island owner that had that big price. Boom, we bring back the money. We had 4 million, 4.5 million, whatever it was. Tonight, I woke up this morning.
You have a scheme. You're running a scheme with someone else.
Yes. Welcome to being an influencer online, Bruce. Would you like a guide? This is how it works. You put out a call to action. You say, I need good price on turnip. Who can deliver? They say, yes, sir. Here, please, come to my island. Here is the red carpet. I walk in. I sell my turnips. I make millions. I give them a few $100,000, a petty, pocket change. I then go back home. I buy a royal crown. The headpiece in Animal Crossing worth 1.5 million bells. I wear that now. My drip is insane, Bruce. You want to come to my island? You are going to be unable to walk anywhere with the amount of gold lying everywhere. We're growing turnips out of the freaking floor. I don't even know if they come out of there. It's insane over here. So that's what I've been doing.
Lawrence, I don't know what to say. I'm not sure what to say.
I just want to know who Flick is. Who is that?
Yeah, he's supposed to. He comes to your island, but how do you get him to come to your island?
It's just random. It was on Monday for at least me and.
Look at all these lucky breaks you're getting. Gosh, you're
lucky breaks.
Sitting there talking like you own everything.
What? Because I wake up in the morning and play Animal Crossing instead of just rolling over in bed for 30 minutes and say, "Well, I found my money tree. I guess that's it for today."
You got Flick to show up. You turn that money into an investment. You get people to work the angles on you.
I know how to make money. You want to look at my Mountain Blade playthrough? I'm hand over fist, just raking it in, dude. I'm a smither. I'm a trader. I got 2 caravans running right now. I got 2 caravans. I got 46 people. My smithing 110. I got 110 smithing. I can make
That's
almost.
Pretty good. That's pretty good.
I'm just saying. I know how to make money in games. That is my one special skill. God said, "What would you like?" I didn't know how to speak. He said, "We'll give you good money making in games," and that's what I got.
Somebody said that because last night a bunch of my chat was giving me bait to grind the stringfish. They said that I was cheating, but the difference is I didn't ask for that. My chat, being nice, volunteered to give me bait for the grind for my fiance.
What sort of line in the sand bullshit is that? I never asked for that.
But Criken was out there scheming his viewers.
How?
Scheming them.
I
saying,
no,
I'll give
not
you...
on stream. I never said on stream, give me the best turnip thing. I just said, hey, if anyone has good turnip prices, let us know.
You put out the call. You put out the call.
Yeah.
That sounds like you cheated.
It sounds like you're shaming someone for asking for help, and I think that's frankly toxic.
Did you need the help, though? I don't know that it counts as
Yes.
help when you're just grabbing an unfair advantage.
Yes, I need to pay off my loan.
Well, we all
I
got
take my,
to
I
pay
take,
loans,
I
right?
Yeah, we
take
all
my
gotta
loan
pay
very
off our
seriously.
loans.
Special.
Yes. No, it doesn't make me special. Just it was a priority for me. I don't like being in debt. If you guys like being in debt, that's fine.
This is unbelievable. This is an unbelievable turn of events that I never would have imagined. Criken was a time-traveling cheater.
Yeah.
I never would have imagined.
Look, you can call it whatever you want.
And
At the end of the day,
market
I'm
manipulator.
sitting here in my throne, my
Market
turnip
manipulator.
throne, with my golden hat, my fully upgraded house, my 10 villager friends, all of the infrastructure in the world. Our Booty Bay is the place to be. I'll tell you that much.
Velociraptor in my chat says, Criken doesn't feed us either. All we've eaten is butter.
That's true.
Sticks and sticks of butter.
In my
Yeah.
in my Mountain Blade playthrough, I've only fed them cheese and butter, and
Well, that's
they're very.
I mean, that's calorie
Bordeaux.
efficient food. It's like hardtack. It's good for the road, and it keeps too. It
lasts.
doesn't spoil.
It
That's
keeps.
the important thing.
Yeah, and then whenever we get somewhere that we can sell it for better, I dump it all. They go hungry until we get to the next town, and then I buy a bunch back.
You know,
It's
speaking of-
intermittent fasting, but with only butter and cheese.
Speaking of capitalism, Criken, do you have something to talk to us about?
Perhaps he
I
does.
do. Thank you for that glorious segue.
Oh, of course, no
Bruce.
problem. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is essentially my first ad read on a podcast. So please.
That's
be
crazy.
gentle
He's
and
doing
also,
it.
Support
Yeah, everybody be nice
Bruce.
to Criken.
And the
Everybody
way,
support
yeah, and the way that Bruce is going to help you drive a car, he's also going to sit in the passenger seat and let you steer this ad read. So that's
Yeah,
exciting.
do it.
Okay.
Get in there.
You want to put a hand on the wheel too, or am I two-handed?
No. This is I let my hands off the wheel right now. This is all you.
Boy. All right, here we go. Special thanks to NordVPN for sponsoring this episode of Talks to the Internet. NordVPN, if you don't know what it is a special internet VPN service that will allow you to browse the internet without sharing, I believe, your data with the sneaky spies that are always in the internet inner workings trying to get your information. They have a service that has super fast servers in over 60 countries. It allows you to unlock Netflix if you're in the wrong country. Let's say you want to watch a British show when you're socially quarantining and staying at home, and you live in the U.S. and that British show doesn't appear. You can say, hey, beep boop beep boop beep boop beep beep boop, NordVPN, get me over there, and they say, you got it, chief, and they beam you across the ocean
They do.
in nanoseconds.
That's right.
And suddenly you get the content that you so dearly crave. They have a 30-day money-back guarantee, protects your data while traveling in public. So if you have some sensitive data on your phone and or tablet and or computer, and you don't want the spies getting it, then this is a great service for you. Their CyberSec suite also acts as an ad blocker. If you don't want to support channels like us or on YouTube, that is great for you. There's no data logging, 24/7 customer support. It works even in China. If anyone's out there and looking to take content from anywhere else, you can easily do it with NordVPN. Up to 6 simultaneous connections and double the data encryption for increased anonymity. That's fantastic. That's more encryption than I thought I needed. And now
Criken, you're doing great, Criken. You're doing fantastic.
I'm sold.
Great. Well,
Absolutely sold.
if you are interested in giving it a shot, please check out nordvpn.com/talktointernet. That is the referral link. It's a nice way to show the folks over there that they're appreciated and we matter as a platform.
I was going to say also it'll be good for us too, because if you go to nordvpn.com/talktointernet, that means you support the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You want us to keep making it, because this doesn't make itself.
That's true.
Does it make itself? I'm not sure actually. Does anybody know? You guys know?
Does
I'm
it
fairly
make
certain it
itself?
doesn't. Here's
The
the thing.
podcast?
Without this podcast, Criken would never be called to account for his crimes against video games. So we're performing a pretty important journalistic service right now.
I, frankly, am appalled and offended by such accusations.
Yeah, you would be. Because you had it on Easy Street before we came along. And
Easy Street?
Yeah.
I play Mountain Blade on Realistic. What do you play it on?
Wow. Did you really? Did you do permadeath too?
I did turn it on, then I turned it off because bandits are overtuned right now. But I have it on Realistic at least.
Criken, I have something to admit, actually.
What?
I'm jealous. I'm actually jealous.
You're jealous?
That you're really good at video games and I'm not. And instead of making fun of you, instead of saying you're a cheater and you're a time traveler, tell me how do I get to be as good as you?
Well,
I've admitted
it that way.
I'm in the wrong. How do I get to be as good as you? And don't say Criken.
Why don't you take a seat in the driver's seat, Mr. Bruce? I will be your passenger.
Okay.
I will be guiding you through this journey. Let's begin by examining how you approach a challenge in a video game. Let's say you walk into the Able Sisters clothing store in Animal Crossing and you see a really nice hat, but you don't have enough money. What are you going to do?
I go outside and go, you know what? I need to catch some butterflies and tarantulas. And then I go start. No, that's not what I do.
Tarantulas only appear after 7 p.m. and by that point you have 2 hours to catch enough tarantulas to sell them before Able Sisters close, and you lose that item forever. So try again.
I go. Oh, you know what? I'll call up my friend Lawrence. I'll go to Lawrence's island. Maybe he'll have some new wildlife, like some fish or something that I can catch and sell.
Okay, we're getting closer. What fruit does Lawrence have in his island?
Well, I have oranges and Lawrence has a different fruit. So let's say Lawrence has apples.
Okay. Here's what you do. You strip your island of oranges. You call up Lawrence and say, hey, we're way overdue from a play date. Can I pop over?
You're manipulating your friends? Is that what I need to do?
It's not manipulation if they don't know. Okay?
That's exactly what it is.
I think it still counts as manipulation.
It's
actually
actually the definition.
Look, you're asking the.
It
is a manipulation if they
tips
do
on how
know.
to get ahead.
Oh, okay.
All right, you're right about that. You're right.
So,
go ahead.
You ask, hey, can I go take a peek at your wardrobe? I'm really curious to see what your newest outfits are. Lawrence says, my God, I thought you'd never ask. I just got the coolest outfit, and I want to see your reaction. And you say, great. You pop over. You say, be right back, gotta go to the bathroom. You run to Nook's Cranny. You sell all of your fruit. And then he says, that's weird, why was your character moving? You say, I left it against the wall, and it was moving. And then you say, okay.
All right.
Then you say, let me see your outfit. You go into his house where he starts to change. As he's changing, you leave the house because he can't see because he's in a new menu.
Makes sense.
Then sweep around his entire island, grab every apple you can, and you press the minus button and return home before he realizes. If you do it fast enough, I've done this with at least 4 of my friends, if you do it fast enough, by the time they turn around to show you the outfit, you should have at least 2 stacks of their fruit, and that's a clean 30K profit. You'll be able to afford that house you wanted.
Well, okay, so then Lawrence, now you role play. Lawrence, let's say you noticed that I took all your fruit. What do you say to me?
I say, hey, I noticed you took all my fruit. That's weird. If you wanted my fruit, you could have just asked for it, and I would have had it all nice and picked for you. But due to your deception, you actually invited more work on yourself than you needed to. Also, now I don't trust anything you say to me. So whenever you ask to come back to my island, I'm going to seriously second guess whether or not I should let you.
That's
Criken,
super funny. I've heard that same line like at least 4 times.
So what do you do? What do you do in that scenario?
At that point, I usually just do like the middle finger emoji like 6 times and then
Got it.
block them.
So
And then block them. Okay, all right.
if I read this correctly, I believe, Criken, you are then saying, through the transitive property, that your friendships are worth exactly 30,000 bells in Animal Crossing the video game.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Wow, all right.
Well, at least you know. At least you put a number to it. Huh.
Yeah.
Now
you gotta
I
have
know.
an internal value for everyone.
Now I know that when Criken asks to come to my island, or maybe even just hang out with me, he's actually looking to gain.
Well, yeah, but now you can negotiate,
Yeah.
Bruce.
Yeah,
that's
you know
right.
what you're worth.
If you know that Criken's in for a 30K take, you can carve off maybe 5K of that, maybe.
Yeah.
All right. I guess, yeah, but then at that point, we're not even really business partners. He's just somebody down the street. He's like a used car salesman. Like, we're just he's not even anywhere near a friend of mine anymore.
Well, now here's the counter, because
Okay, all right. Yeah.
once you understand how to work the system, you got to protect your own system. So every day you wake up 6 a.m., even 5 a.m. if you want to get the jump on the new day when it ticks over.
Always.
You wake up, you strip all of your own island from all of its fruit. Better yet, just in case, one of your best friends comes to visit, that means they can use an axe or a shovel.
That's right. Yeah.
So what you need to do is uproot all of your trees, and then when your friends come over to hang out, there's nothing they can do to mess with your system or to take from the profit, reap from the land. There's no value lost to having friends over. When they come, you say, "Oh no, a bug hit my game, and I lost all of my trees. Do you have any money?"
What if they start taking all of your fish and your insects? Those are yours too.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll amend that. You use the trees you cut down so that no one else could have them to make fences, and you fence the entire area, or you just fence off just the only zone they're able to go in. They come in from the airport, they walk in a little circle, and then they can leave again.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Just a little loop.
Criken, I have a question for you. When's the last time you interacted with a human being?
It's been 3 weeks, Bruce.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right, I just wanted to see. Okay, so it sounds like you may be on a different plane than other people, because Lawrence is with Stephanie, I'm with Autumn, and I believe you are alone. You've been alone for a while, right? Is that true?
Yeah, but I have the internet, and
what about Bree? Isn't Bree around?
Yeah, look, I mean, we've essentially just been able to... I put a lot of myself into my work, okay? And that means I stream 17 hours a day.
He has been on a lot, yeah.
I have been
He has been on a lot. I've seen that a lot.
Do you cook? I still cook.
No.
No? Okay.
No, you don't cook. All right.
Well, I guess that means you don't
actually,
have to
I
clean
ordered...
them.
this is not a sponsored thing. I tried Blue Apron. I ordered Blue Apron to see if I could learn how to cook by having
that's right.
the ingredients delivered to me. And they sent me an email saying, "Oh, we're backlogged based on everyone that is now ordering Blue Apron."
Yeah, everyone's stockpiling. Their stock price exploded.
Yeah, I imagine. They're not going to be sending me what I ordered for another month.
Oh.
But I also ordered the wine thing, and that apparently came just fine. So I've been drinking the wine that they had paired with all the food I was supposed to have. So it's like I'm just drinking like, oh, this would be great if I had the thing that I was supposed to cook. Just down this wine.
You know what's extra awesome is like all of the wine kits are supposed to be for 2, but it is just a perfectly sized bottle for you to hold in your hand and just drink like a soda. I got to do the wine thing for a little bit, and it was awesome. I would still be on it, but for trying to lose weight and stuff like that. I guess booze is bad if you want to drop body fat, whatever.
I see people in Lawrence's chat. I think my chat gets it by now, but people in Lawrence's chat are like saying, Bruce can be such a Chad. Bruce is flexing on Criken, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no. I'm joking around with Criken. I know a little bit about Criken's personal life, maybe more than you do. I know Criken's not all alone all the time. I know he's not. He has people that love him, people that care for him.
Criken, have you named your vape?
Oh, shit, I lost it.
Wait, did you have a vape? Are you vaping now?
I had a vape like a year ago.
Damn.
I didn't really like vaping though. It felt weird.
What?
So I stopped. Yeah.
I thought you were a man of the future. It doesn't matter if you like it or not. This is the next cultural wave, Criken. Catch the rip curl, dog.
Wait, hold on.
The vape is not the next cultural wave.
Yeah,
it's been around for a long time.
You're years behind on that vape.
There's new kinds of vapes. I'm talking
if you can show me a new way to vape, all right. I'm tired of oral vaping. Okay, find me a new vape method.
Butthole vaping.
Yeah, there's vape queef. You guys, surely you've seen
vaping.
that.
Yeah, vape queef, of course.
Oh,
of course.
Guess I haven't. I don't know if I'd be able to do that one, but.
Also, now Lawrence's chat is saying, "Oh no, we're joking, Bruce. We're kidding around with you. You don't get modern sarcasm."
See, there you go, Bruce.
Do they not understand that sarcasm
debated,
doesn't come through text? Do they not understand that? They don't.
They threw an
You don't
emoji
get
in there.
modern sarcasm.
I know modern sarcasm. You mean not at all sarcasm?
Yeah, Bruce. No, modern sarcasm is sincerity. Get with it.
Ooh, that is.
We're all
that's
hitting our
nice.
vape twos and we're talking sincerely. That's what we do now.
Holy shit!
Modern sarcasm is sincerity. I like it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
also-
That's true, though. I actually believe that's true.
Bruce got triggered. It's true.
Now Lawrence's chat, also, but people from my chat too, because they're all, I recognize their names, are now triggered. They're triggered now too.
Oh, everyone's triggered.
So they were sarcastic with me, but I didn't know that. And I was trying to clarify that I actually know Criken a little more. I was joking around with Criken. And then they got triggered because I called them out.
Listen, if you guys all just hit your Vape 2s, the sequel to Vape, you'd all mellow out a little bit and this wouldn't be a problem anymore. But we're all sober. We're not drinking our Blue Apron wines and we're not hitting our 2020 vapes.
What is Vape 2?
It's a new kind of vape. It's a mental vape.
Hold on. The sequel to Vape.
It's when you embody vape in your mind and your third eye chakra opens and you vape anytime you want it. Yeah, I just took a really rad vape hit just now. Oh, I'm feeling it. That's
How
good.
do you feel?
It's bubblegum. I love it. I feel great.
You feel great. All right.
in the future.
When I'm able to access my third eye, it's over for all you guys. All right, that's the real end times. When I can access my true inner potential. You thought I'm a little little catty now.
You're gonna get vac banned from everything. Like
yeah.
You're gonna be that one dude in Counter-Strike who nails one good shot and then they boot him from the. That's gonna be you all the time in every game. You'll get banned from Animal Crossing. You'll get banned from Bannerlord. You'll just be banned from everything. And then your streaming career is gonna be in the shitter because you'll play every game for 5 minutes. You'll blow it away, get banned, and then you'll have nothing to play. You'll try to change the clock and nothing will work.
And then you're gonna tweet about how that's your lifestyle, and they shouldn't ban streamers. They should only ban people that play for fun. They shouldn't ban people that play for money, like streamers, right, Ninja? I mean, Criken.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, that's what he basically tweeted about how and I actually, it was one of those things I was like, I kind of see where he's coming from. Not that I agree, but.
Ninja has a bad habit of putting his foot in his mouth. Like he doesn't phrase things appropriately or very diplomatically sometimes.
Yeah,
it's true.
I still love that post of what was it where he was like
getting mad at a video game.
How could somebody not kick a the free
accepting calling it just a game, like accepting
that
defeat.
One, yeah. The special teams one was pretty good
weak.
too.
It's toxic.
Wait, what's the special teams? Oh, the special teams.
Yeah, how could somebody not kick a ball? And then somebody just replied, "How could somebody miss a shot in Fortnite?" And he's like, "Oh, what a horrible take, bro. I feel sorry for you." No, Crow, you're making it worse.
My chat has they copy and paste it every day, which is great.
Oh yeah.
Here it is. The phrase "It's just a game" is such a weak mindset. You're okay with what happened, losing, imperfection of a craft. When you stop getting angry after losing, you've lost twice. There's always something to learn and always room for improvement. Never settle.
I love when somebody turns a salty moment into trying to be inspirational.
Yeah. Oh my God.
He just got a little salty at a game, and he like I said, he was popping off on his stream. Like, okay, whatever, we've all been there. But then I think he tried to reword it and make it sound more austere in text form, and tweeted it out to try to get ahead of it.
Well,
and it just made it worse.
It's because he's super self-aware of him being such a big influence on the gaming market, and felt like he, if he feels this strongly about something, he needs to share it and make it. Share this wisdom, because if he has come to it, then it is important. And I don't know.
You're right. Criken, you're totally right. That's exactly. And I'm not saying he buys into his own hype, but at the same time, I mean, he has a fuck ton of influence, and everybody listens to him. And I mean, for all the people that made fun of him for that tweet, I'm sure there were a bunch of people that were like, "You're right, bro. That's totally it, man."
So, devil's advocate, though. Let me, and I'm just doing this for the sake of conversation.
Yeah.
In Ninja's role, part of his job is being very, very good at Fortnite, and he attained that by channeling that mental aspect. It can be just a game for some people, and I think to some degree this also reflects on him saying that the stakes of banning a streamer are different than banning somebody else. Objectively, he's kind of right. That doesn't mean that there should be different rule sets, but for him, if he treated Fortnite like just a game and he didn't try to drill or get better or have a skill level that distinguished him from other people, he probably wouldn't find the success that he did. So it's it can seem like gatekeeping, and to a degree it can seem like toxicity if he's getting really shitty about losing. And I get his mental state of trying to spin that into, no, this is my livelihood. When I lose, I feel like it's a black mark on my ability to earn money.
I think if you look at it from that level of empathetic perspective, then it's a lot more understandable. The problem for me is he's coming from a very specific viewpoint and painting it as a huge generalization and kind of gospel, when it's if you're a competitive Fortnite player that is looking to make a career out of being good at this game and not taking it seriously is going to be a detriment to Matt. Like, yeah, I guess these words can hit home, but he's like, it's such a weird, like, putting blinders on general statement that like shuts out the majority of people that play games or enjoy gaming content online. Like, I don't know.
It's the implication that everyone should have that mental attitude.
Yeah, it's like if you're not going to take this stuff seriously, then you're a detriment to the medium.
It's weird because
yeah.
No, I think you're right. I mean, I think he thinks he's talking to a bunch of other potential streamers.
Yeah,
which is strange because like, not everybody's a potential streamer. I mean, yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of people that want to be like Ninja, but that doesn't mean that everybody that's
a potential streamer, and not everyone's like a streamer that's trying to be the best at a game. Like, it's
right.
You know, look at any one of us. I don't think any of us are like, you know, I mean, I am the best at Bannerlord objectively, but you know, aside from that, right?
Well, I'll take the Doom crown, and then Bruce has Apex. I think
Bruce has being a great guy. That's his crown.
Bruce has a lot of crowns. It turns out.
How dare you, being a great guy? How dare you?
Oh, Bruce
I'll see you on the Apex battlefield, Criken. I'll see you out there.
Bruce, I really enjoy watching you play Apex, man. You're really good
Apex.
at that game.
It's so much fun. It's one of the only games, that and Battlefield, I feel like I'm okay at. I'm only okay at, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah, no, it's weird to me because I don't know. So I've been watching a lot of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
I love where this is going.
And a lot of Kardashians. Love the shows. Fantastic television. There's a reason millions and millions of people watch them because they're just well-made television shows. And they're also really interesting because you can take lots of different lessons from them. And one of the things I've noticed with the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is a few of them have literal squads hired to make them look good. And they go to them every single day and they work on them for 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
And basically they end up becoming their friends, right? So then they take these squads with them to like fucking Dubai, or they take it to, different vacations with them, but they bring their squads with them. And then they go and they bitch to their squads, and their squads, all they do is say like, yeah, you're right. Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Everything you say is right. And I wonder if that's what happens when you get as big as Ninja.
Oh, 100%.
You got a bunch of people around you being like, dude, everything you say is
Bruce,
right all the time.
That's the case for us now. Like, I mean, I'm surprised if you haven't seen this yourself. Maybe it's happened to you in I'm in a much more small degree than someone like Ninja or, you know, one of the Beverly Housewives or whatever. But like when you're a streamer, yeah, there's a ton of people that are like, yes man, yes manning, yes mamming, like on a lot of the content that you produce or are interested in making because they, you know, want to feel valuable or in the inner circle like that. Yeah, 100%.
That doesn't, that may not, I don't think that happens in my chat.
Not your chat necessarily. I'm just saying like I think it's a pretty consistent part of any sort of like online culture or, you know, any sort of like, what's the word? Entertainment, I guess.
Yeah. I guess
influence thing.
I guess the difference is that they're not my personal friends. So like, they're not people that I would consider that I see every day in person and talk with 2 to 3 hours a day about my most intimate details. And that's where I think you lose perspective. Is you start to have it's the ages old cliche where you surround yourself with yes men, and then all of a sudden all of your friends are just there because you're paying them. And so they're always going to say the thing that makes you happy.
It's necessarily just being paid. I think the payment can be, you know, social relevancy. You know, it's like being there when something happens. It can be, you know, being invited to the party. I mean, a big, like, it's the same for any like social group. You know, if you look, the popular kids at school have the same sort of dynamic. You've got like, you know, the couple of shining beacons of an icon, and then everyone else that kind of flocks to them because they want to be like them or they want to be included. So I'm not speaking of this in terms of Twitch chat necessarily. This is more like, I mean, I'm sure you've seen this when you've gone to like conventions, you know, like a PAX or I don't know, RTX, or like, you know, there are tons of people that would like do whatever and say whatever if it meant, you know, getting some modicum of you know, good boy points that they can you know, spend on a favor or be thought of or included on something, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean, yes, absolutely. I think you're right. It's just the fact that I'm not like, I don't go on to Twitch streams and talk about like my personal problems, like I don't do that. But then that's what happens if you're hiring people that are in person, that are there all the time, is that eventually you're going to tell them about all the things, like all the people. Oh man, I had this problem with whatever, my best friend, or I had this problem with my sister, or I had this problem, whatever. Like, they generally don't do that on Twitch. At least I don't. And that's when it becomes really worrisome, because then those people are like, like anything that the cult of personality person says, they're like, oh, you know what? I decided I'm going to try and get AIDS, and everyone all around them is like, yeah, that's a great idea. Go get AIDS, dude. Well, that'll be perfect. Like, they find a way to spin anything positive.
Well, here's the interesting thing, and it's kind of a studied human phenomenon where people never ever actively seek out information that contradicts what they want to hear, and that's why that's kind of the point of like schools of thought around the sciences and even investigative journalism, is it's a method of thinking and working where you actively and overtly test all of your information, because just by human nature we don't want to do that. People naturally don't. That's kind of how like algorithmic recommendations work. It's like, okay, you've consumed these things and these things are similar, so we're going to recommend those because you're more likely to click on them. So yeah, it's like, yeah, there is an element where people surround themselves by other people that tell them or validate their life choices, but I feel like that's just socialization, right? You very rarely surround yourself with people that continually aggravate you or contradict your world beliefs in a pretty profound way.
Yeah,
Bruce, what you're talking about is a hyper accelerated version of that, but yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the difference is,
you're totally right,
when it's like vapid, when the approval is just a purely, has no intention or empathy or like meaning behind it. It is simply, just like a thumbs up that will happen regardless of what you say. Like you said, you can suggest an awful idea and have people thumbs up it. I think we are actually now in a really, strange, well, not just now, but like the last, few years, as the rise of these internet kind of sub-communities and influencers and whatever you want to call them, there's just going to be a lot of that. Like, and if you're not self-aware enough to recognize when someone is just like, saying what you want to hear, then it's going to be, people are going to be surrounded by really, that's the kind of echo chamber spiraling down a very fake life would look like. So
yeah.
Now I have a very spicy question for you guys. When you know that someone's in an echo chamber, do you believe that you have the right to try and bust it up for their own good? Or do people have the right to construct their own little happy worlds where they're told what they think is right?
That is a very spicy question.
That depends on the relationship you have with them.
I would agree with Bruce.
It's like if you're their best friend or whatever, and they're let's say your best friend was Ninja, and you grew up with Ninja, and then and Ninja's surrounded by yes men, and you're like, oh man, it's like really fucking with him, and he's like going down a really dark path or whatever. He's getting addicted to drugs. Who knows? I'm serious. That shit happens all the time.
Ninja's addicted to drugs? What a breaking news headline!
If you're Ninja's best friend, absolutely. But if you're like some acquaintance that you like met Ninja twice, and he knows your name maybe, and you're like, hey bro, like your friends are like, nah, that's probably not it. You should probably wait till you have like a really deep relationship with them first.
It's also like, it's only going to be met negatively. Like if you're on Twitter and you never met someone and you think they're in an echo chamber and you yell at them, hey, you're in an echo chamber, you're surrounded by yes men, and they all are feeding a really negative habit of yours. They're going to read that and say, fuck you. You're a hater. And like, well, all right, you've only pushed them farther away. But, if you're going to be a friend to someone and like you actually, can help them, then yeah, I agree with Bruce.
That's one of the, sorry, just real quick. That's one of the, one of the life lessons that took me a long time to learn, both in myself and other people, is that you can't give somebody information they're not ready to get.
Yeah.
For years, I would complain about like not being able to get a girlfriend, or why do people treat me like shit? Turns out I was just a really jankety-ass nerd who didn't have any social skills. And people would try to tell me that, God bless them, but I wasn't ready to hear it. I wasn't quite humbled to the point where I thought I needed to change or to incorporate that information. And then at a certain point, like the right combination of time and space and chemicals and the stars aligned, and somebody said something to me and it actually kind of pierced through my own weird chitinous bubble. So I try to be mindful of that with other people now, of like, if they think everything's fine, you can't really come along and be like, hey, I've identified a problem, because if they haven't identified it, then you're just causing problems when they didn't ask for any. So
yeah.
I think
it
about
comes
that a lot.
from maturity too. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Self-awareness is, I think, I mean, we're getting like big topic stuff, but like self-awareness, I think, is one of the most important traits anyone can have. Like if I had to say there's one trait that I'm most protective of, it's probably self-awareness. You know, I think I've had since I was a kid, and it's always been like a kind of core tenet of mine, is that I really want to be, I never want to have an effect on someone or something without realizing and being able to help it, you know? And I think there's a lot of people out there that just kind of take the comfort of not worrying about it, or like, you know, just not really analyzing
Not
if what they're
second
doing
guessing.
is okay. Yeah, not second guessing ever. And just, you know, believing confidence is key, and that, like, you know, if you just bulldoze through, then, you know, everything will work out. But I think that leads a lot of destruction in the wake. So,
Well, I mean, like, I'm the same way. I second guess basically every decision I make, and sit there and really think through a lot of different things that I say and do, because I want to make sure that that's the right decision. And I generally don't want to feel regret, and it's not because I'm the kind of person that won't regret anything. But it's exactly the opposite. It's that if I feel like I did the wrong thing, I'm like, oh shit, I really regret that, and I'll you know, really dive deep on myself and be like, I shouldn't have done that. Here are the ways I can do something better, and then also try and find a way to right it if another person's involved, et cetera, et cetera. And that's something that I've done for a very long time, and I don't know if that's something that will ever go away with me. Probably not. And I guess the people that have the biggest problems with that, like not second guessing, eventually, if they're not second guessing anything because they think everything they do is gold, then that's probably the path to destruction, right? Mm-hmm. Isn't it? I don't know. I'm not sure. I feel like it might be.
I mean, chat's also bringing up another good point, that too much self-awareness is also a double-edged sword, because
absolutely,
and I know 100%. I've
100%.
suffered from this too. Like, you know, definitely when I was growing up, is like the second guessing, or the, you know, being so critical of yourself can suddenly turn into a you know, a crippling thing as well. And so there's kind of this balancing act, and I hope most people can kind of find this as they grow older and more mature. I know I did kind of in college, when I found that, you know, there's only so much I can control of myself and of the people around me. So rather than obsess over that, you know, I'll be careful to stay in my lane, but also, you know, it is my lane. Like, I'm gonna do my thing, and, you know, if people want to be part of that, then great. But I'm not gonna freak out if they don't. So, yeah.
I saw somebody in Lawrence's chat, not ironically, saying, well, Bruce, isn't that like, you know, if you're a community, you give somebody VIP in your community when they gift 100 subs. Important thing there is, number one, that was a community rule. That wasn't me. I didn't come up with it. It was one of those things where somebody was like, hey, we should do that. And I was like, you're right. And that's one of those things, because then we're getting into this, like we'd say, cult of personality that we've talked about a lot on almost every episode of this podcast, where there is a leader, but is this somebody that you, that does the leader listen to anybody else at all? Do they only lead and everything they say is right? Or do they lead by committee? And I once heard a saying a long time ago that said, the best leaders are the leaders that don't want to be leaders. And it's totally true. It's the people that necessarily don't want to lead, but and will listen to everybody around them. That's the way that I've seen, like, my best bosses, the people that I would follow in my life, are the people that are reluctant leaders. They're not the Donald Trumps of the world. Is the way I've seen it usually.
Well, because they're not doing it for ego. There's
right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that get validation out of being a leader, and they're typically the people that are the worst leaders, because that means that one, they're coming at it from a certain amount of what's the word? Like vulnerability, as like they need to be validated, and the leadership role gives them something they need, as opposed to it just being a job to do. And then that becomes a problem, because whenever their decisions are questioned, or you try to offer information they didn't ask for, it becomes an attack on their role as leader, which then becomes it pricks their vulnerability. So it's really annoying to see that happen with people, especially when they're in a position that influences a lot of people, so that they can't put their own egos down or their own weaknesses down for just a second to do what's better for others. And seen that a lot, man. It's a bummer too.
Validation is such a dangerous goal.
It is.
Well, that even goes back to like streamers and stuff.
It applies to everyone. Everyone is looking to be validated in some way in whatever they care about. If it's like your view numbers, if it's a certain amount of societal clout, if it's like, someone to think you're attractive, if it's, being elected president, like they're all the same kind of drug you're seeking. It's that validation from other people. So I don't know. I wish there was a way to suppress that, or find a more common denominator that everyone can kind of take
crazy
pleasure in,
Yeah. What's wild is like when you can tell somebody's trying to find validation, but they don't know they're doing that. I remember running into that a lot. This is something I've been bringing up a lot recently, but back when I was trying to break into this old games media business, back before there was Twitch or YouTube, it was all written, and that was the way that a lot of people wanted to become games media luminaries. Yeah. And I became an editor, like a copy editor at a website, so I'd go through and try and like brush up everyone's writing. And the conversations that I would have with people where I would try to develop their writing and stuff like that, they were never interested in that because that wasn't their goal. Like, writing was just a means to an end. Writing and actually producing media was only there so that they could feel the validation of people telling them their opinions were right, or that they would be like tastemakers in the video game journalism circle, which is such a dumb thing. But I do remember running into that a lot, of dealing with people who just wanted to be like video game famous, but did not give any credence to the path that would get them there, or didn't even know that that's why they were doing it. They were just kind of on autopilot, kind of cruising on emotion, which made it pretty frustrating, because then you have somebody who you kind of have to hopefully guide and develop, and most importantly, they keep sending you writing that is busted and has spelling errors and all this crap in it, and you try to ask them to give a little bit more effort to the things that matter, and they are not interested in that because it doesn't get them to where they think their goals are. And I see a lot of that too, just like people wanting to be, like before social media was a thing, wanting to be actors and actresses, and then now wanting to be like Vine stars and stuff like that. You don't necessarily want to make a good movie, or you don't want to make a good piece of social media. You just want to be famous because there's validation in that of a lot of people liking you. And then what's fascinating to me then is to watch interviews with people who have attained that and talk about how it's not emotionally fulfilling. And then people who want that bag on them for being like really, what's the word? Like jaded or something like that.
Yeah. Of
like the celebrity that doesn't properly savor how loved they are. Because I think from their perspective, they're not actually loved. It's just everyone craves the validation they think that the celebrity has, and the celebrity's there being like, I don't feel validated either. We're all trying to figure this out. So it's really fascinating to me. Apparently, did my Discord audio go funky?
No, it didn't. It sounded fine. It sounded fine over here. So that I think it may have been a restream problem, possibly, because bitrate over here on my side is fine too.
Okay, I sound like a robot. Yeah, whenever audio compression goes funky, everything gets a little chirped out.
You sound good to me.
Yeah, you guys refresh the stream, or actually, does everything sound okay to you guys watching right now? I want to make sure that was okay.
I mean, if we're all recording, just podcast itself will be fine for the VOD.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it's fine. Honestly, I didn't notice any differences at all. So.
Yeah, mouth too big. Got too many bits in here, sucking up all that internet.
People were saying you were basically turning into the person you already were, which is a robot.
I see. That's fine.
Yes, yeah.
That's the robot consortium is going to have my ass for this. I wasn't supposed to. Wasn't supposed to reveal myself, but here we are.
Speaking
cool.
of
this animation.
Has anybody watched? The tarp animation. Has anybody watched Westworld at all? You guys caught up on Westworld?
Oh, I started watching the new season. I don't know if I'm fully caught up yet, but
I've only watched the first couple of episodes, and last night Autumn and I had a real live moment where, because the show is constantly asking who's a robot and who's not.
yeah.
And Autumn looked at me and was like, "Do you think we're robots?" And I thought about it for a second, and I was like, I mean, there's really only one way to find out, and it's in Ex Machina when he cuts open his arm.
Even that, Bruce, you can give a robot blood.
You can give a robot what? So the best way to find out if you're a robot is to cut off one of your limbs, I would imagine, right?
No, it's. I mean, there are
silicon bone.
Yeah. There
Wait,
are.
What'd you say? What did Criken say?
Silicon bone, baby.
Ah, silicon bone?
Yeah. Ever heard of silicon bone?
No, what's that?
I don't know. Made it up.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You gotta
all
run with it,
right.
Criken. You gotta get the gears spinning. There are sentience tests, aren't there? Of like, yeah, the Turing test. That's it.
Yeah, the Turing. It's called the Turing test. But apparently, I mean, again, if robots have sentience, they could pass the Turing test, and they would be a robot. You ever think about that?
Well, then, what does it matter if they're a robot or not?
It doesn't. It doesn't. So I don't mind if I'm a robot or a human because I've got sentience. So who cares?
There you go. I don't know, man. I didn't want to watch Westworld season 3 because sorry, I have to address chat. The audio is really bad. We can't do anything. Like,
I wish we could fix it. I really do. I don't know how to fix it.
it's not that we don't care. What are we supposed
It
to do?
should be fixed on the VOD because we'll be having over voices.
Here, I can change this. Let me do this. I'll change this. I can change the setting or the server to a different server. How about
try
US
changing
South? Let's try that. Let's see how that goes.
Is that
Can you guys talk?
I don't know if that's going to matter if we're in the middle of a call. Does
does.
Discord
I mean,
change it?
it
Oh, it does?
changes.
Okay.
It does. Yeah, it actually
Okay.
does. But I mean, but hopefully that fixed it.
Yeah, I mean, if
No.
it sounds good to you guys, then the problem is between... It's after Discord. It must be between
Yeah, I think it's the stream.
Bruce to restream to
an issue.
Twitch, somewhere in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure how to. I mean, we're at the end of the podcast,
Yeah,
anyways.
we're almost at the end too.
So, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry for Restream doing this to you. I wish that it wouldn't. But, anyways, we're all robots. Fuck it.
Yep. That's what I didn't want to start Westworld season 3 because I saw the whole thing going to, are you a robot? Maybe you're a robot. Maybe you're a robot. So I
mean,
don't
they
know.
already kind of pulled that card the last season. I
did.
really
That's why
I
did
didn't
not
watch
like
it.
season 2. I really didn't like season 2.
Last season 2 was not good.
Yeah, so. But I started watching season 3 because, hey, I got a lot of free time on my hands now. So,
I thought you were playing video games 18 hours a day.
well, I still got 4 other hours. 4? No. 6. I don't know time. I've played way too many video games and not slept for any of them. So, yeah. No, it's been okay. It looks like they're going a different direction with this season than season 2. So I'm hoping that. I mean, I don't know. Part of the Westworld thing that I'm so frustrated by. It worked great in season 1, but they've reused it twice in a row now. Where there's a big unknown, and they just go as many episodes as possible, pretending like they're giving you hints to what that unknown is, but never actually doing that until the reveal. And then you're like, oh, it's brilliant, but it's like, no, it's just
Yeah.
they just kept information from you the whole time.
I know. You're right. It's not very good, but I'm trying it again.
Yeah, no, I am too. I'm there with you. I'm not shaming you at all. I'm in the same boat, but I'm self-aware, practicing self-awareness, in that I know what I'm getting into, which is going to be a frustrating time, but I'm still doing it.
Everybody wants me to leave Discord. I'm going to leave Discord, close it, and come right back to it. We'll see if it fixes it. This is what chat's telling me it's my fault, so I'm going to fix it right now.
It's not your fault, Bruce. Don't listen
That's
to
what
them.
they said. It's my fault. Hold on.
Thank you.
I'm going to quit Discord chat. Here we go. I'll go right back into it. Hopefully this will fix it. It's always my fault. It is always my fault. All right. Let's see here. Video.
And like that, we were
Back?
magically fixed.
Oh,
hopefully it fixed it.
Now?
Did we?
Hold on.
And
Did we
if
fix
not,
it?
then that's the end of the show.
I mean,
Did we fix it?
we were up on time anyway.
We were already going to end anyway, so...
No, it is not fixed.
Oh!
Bad news.
It's not a Discord problem then. That's what we
It sounds to me like a restream issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, okay. Well, either way, I guess I'll sign off for everybody then. All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching. Sorry about the audio issues on Twitch, but it should be okay on YouTube. So hopefully
Puny
you enjoy
humans
it.
with your garbage human ears can't hear my perfect robot speech.
We're just talking binary.
All right. Bye, everybody.